Welcome, my friends. It's Patrick. This is PJ Sports Life, and we're going to talk about the Fernando Tatis Jr. 14-year, $340 million mega deal. From the perspective of me, as a Dodgers fan, and also as a marketing graduate. That's very important to remember in this because Fernando Tatis, on top of being, sadly, a sensational baseball player, is also marketing gold for MLB if they use him right. First, let's take a look at this from the baseball angle. I'm not going to lie, I was putting together the research for this video, and I was like, oh man, I can't wait to trash on Tatis and talk about how this was a bad signing where the Padres overpaid, and yeah, I don't get to do that. Looking back at his numbers now, I will say there is one small caveat, and that is small sample size. Fernando Tatis has played in 143 Major League Baseball games. He got called up midway through the 2019 season, played in 84 games, absolutely lit it up, struck out a lot, but also 317 batting average, 969 OPS, 154 OPS plus. Unbelievable. Followed it up in the 60-game season last year, playing in 59 games. 937 OPS, 155 OPS plus. Batting average came down a little bit, but the power went up. 17 home runs and 45 RBI in only 59 games, and he still kept the speed, 11 stolen bases. I mean, the guy does everything. A bit of a negative fielding, but not because he doesn't have the skill set. He's got a great arm. He's got great range. He falls into that I'm so good I try to do too much category, where his rookie year he made a lot of errors just because he was trying to show off the arm, show off the range, really make an impression on this team, which clearly he did. Cut down on those errors a bit last year, actually significantly, from 18 errors in 83 games, which is a ton, to only 3 errors in 57 games, which is very much better. One small concern about Tatis going forward with this deal is he is a bigger shortstop. He does hit for power. He does have the speed. Speed always comes down a little bit as a player goes through their career. It'll be interesting to see if he sticks on shortstop, especially with Manny Machado sitting next to him. But we'll discuss the Padres and their roster building a little bit later on in another video. Because as much as I love this Tatis deal, and I do love this Tatis deal for the Padres, I don't love their roster construction. I don't think AJ Preller did a great job. However, here, fantastic job. Now, he may have cost the Padres a little bit of money in the short term. Signing young players and taking that control that a team has. You see a lot of teams doing this. One of the things you heard about in the news lately is Jared Kelenic with the Seattle Mariners and talking about how they manipulated his playing time, which is something that is legal under the CBA, but we'll see how that story develops. But anyway, the Padres didn't really do that. They didn't really manipulate him. They brought Tatis up at age 20. Played him for more games to take away his rookie designation after they had pretty much already been eliminated from the playoffs. So no worries of that there. But they did have control for another 5 years through the arbitration process and some of the more confusing salary cap things that go into the way baseball, well, not salary cap, but contract things that baseball does. They gave up a lot of that in signing this mega deal for Tatis. They actually wind up giving him a lot of financial security here because with baseball, fully guaranteed contracts, he's 22. If he regresses and becomes a 250 hitter who strikes out 200 times a year, which I don't foresee happening, or he hurts himself, which, you can't predict that, that contract becomes an albatross for the ownership group, which San Diego is not a big market. They're not the Dodgers or the Yankees or the Red Sox and can just eat $100 million Jacoby Ellsbury deal and be okay with it. So from a purely baseball perspective, the Padres knock it out of the park here. Yes, it costs them some money in the long term and in the short term, but buys a lot of goodwill from the fans, makes a very happy Fernando Tatis, who has also already come out and say, I want to be a one career guy. I want to have a statue sitting right next to Mr. Padre, Tony Gwynn, out in front of Petco Park. And that's great. I love that. I actually love Tony Gwynn. He's, for a non-Dodger, probably my favorite all-time player. I loved Cal Ripken being with the Orioles for his entire career. I was kind of hoping Francisco Lindor would be that guy for the Indians, but he went to New York Mets. We'll talk about that at some point too. That's huge for the Mets. But on top of being a great baseball move for the Padres, it's actually a really shrewd marketing play as well. Fernando Tatis is the face of baseball. Sorry, Mike Trout. Mike Trout's the best player, but if you ask any random person, which they won't know it's a baseball player. I'll talk about that a little bit more. Baseball just does a terrible job marketing their players, but Fernando Tatis is the face of all of Major League Baseball. Do they need to do a better job marketing him? Yes, absolutely. Should they do a better job and help grow the sport by marketing a player who's as fun and exciting as Fernando Tatis? Yes. Absolutely. Listen to my episode of Yell at the World with my good friend Matt Searle, and we talked a lot about how baseball really struggles in that area of marketing. But the Padres win. They've got the guy. He's the cover athlete for MLB The Show this year. He's, charismatic, fun. He flips the bat. He, gets pumped up. He screams and yells. He's young. He's fast. He's got power. He's exciting. Great job for the Padres for that. If they pull this off right, they could actually use this contract, a $340 million contract, to enhance their profile nationally and really carve out more money, because that's honestly the end of all of these. It's baseball's a business. This is a business transaction. Could really, really raise the stature of the San Diego Padres franchise, which sucks for me as a Dodgers fan. Now, I'm not worried about 2021 so much. I think the Dodgers are still the best, deepest team. They're the defending champs. Will they repeat as World Series champions? It's really hard to do. But if anybody's going to become a repeat champion, well, it'll be that Los Angeles Dodgers team. They are loaded, but this is the start of San Diego trying to put their mark on becoming a real power player in the NL West. I think it's good for baseball. I think it's good for the NL West. I honestly think it's good for the Dodgers. The question is can general manager AJ Preller and a San Diego Padres team who has historically not held on to their players, has not been a long-term vision franchise, will they be able to keep Fernando Tatis for all 14 years and put a competitive team around him in a way that Artie Moreno and Billy Epler of the Los Angeles Angels have not been able to do with the best player in baseball, Mike Trout? It's going to be pretty interesting to see. Hey, if you're watching out there, you like what I'm doing, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button to the channel, and leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Do you think this Tatis deal is a great deal for the Padres? Do you think they're going to trade him after 5 years? Is it going to blow up in their face? Let me know down below. Hit the subscribe button, and I will be back with more sports content real soon. Thanks for watching.